Hey there, boys and girls, and welcome to episode 164 of Sonic Boom TV. This is a thrift store finds episode. I found all kinds of random stuff, including modern pop and punk rock at the thrift store. Two things you really don't find in thrift stores these days. On vinyl. Um, the punk rock one, I'm waiting till the last. So now you got to stay the whole episode to see that, unless you fast forward. But I don't know your life, so if you're a fast forward kind of person, I'll see you in the future. But anyway, so the punk rock band, I can tell you this to start, is a band that a lot of people like. Probably a lot of people want this. I do not like them very much. Almost don't like them at all. I have about 30 songs on MP3s. I don't know where I got them from them. They're from different albums and stuff. There's two songs that I do like by them, and everything else I've heard, I'm just like, I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. It's too political, I think, for me, and whatever. But we'll get to that later. We're gonna start off with the CDs I got. I just got 3 CDs, 4 technically, of some stuff, and then the rest I got about maybe 12, 13 records, something like that. So let's start with the CDs. First one up, got at the Salvation Army thrift store, Republica, 90s, kind of an alternative, maybe dance kind of band as well. They had the song Ready to Go, and that's the only song I know by them. There's 2 versions of that on here. There's the US mix and the original mix. And the original mix is the last song, and the other one's the first song. I did have the single for this, which may have both of those versions on it. And the single was kind of cool because it had that, like, the little star logo in the middle. The CD was like one of those mini 3-inch CDs. I'm doing that, but I don't know if that doesn't mean anything. But anyway, it's like a mini 3-inch CD, but it was the size of the actual CD. Like that. It was that size, but the CD was there, and this part was clear. It was one of the coolest CDs I had seen at the time. That was back in the 90s. Probably around 94, 96. So that's like that, and the inside it's upside down. I kind of like that side better, though, if it was right side up. Anyway, Republica. So that might be okay. I know I like at least the one song, but I don't know if they ever had any other songs on the radio. The next one I bought because it looked kind of like it might be punk rock, but it turns out it's like country rock. I don't know. And it's called The Skeletons Nothing to Lose. And they've got very non-country looking cover, font, and everything. And in the back, it's this picture of these shoes in black and white and stuff. That's very punk rock looking. Then you got the crude little drawing style. Not that the drawings are crude, it's just a... But then you look at these guys, it's like, yeah, they might be country guys. They look kind of old. They probably look like they're in their late 50s, whatever. But I haven't listened to it yet, so I don't know what it is. I just grabbed it on and that was $1 as well. Yesterday I went to the Red, White, and Blue store, and I found one record, I believe, and one CD. And the CD was Styx, Return to Paradise. I got 2 records there. I'm sorry. This was $3.99, which is a little bit more than I like to spend on used CDs, but this has got 2 in it. This 2 is first. This 1. This is a live album. I never heard this one before, but I do have a lot of Styx records and a few CDs, so this might be interesting. It's got a lot of the hit songs on it, so that ought to be good. So that's it for the CDs. Now, if you want, go back to one of my early videos, you may remember me showing this next thing I got today at the. I was back at the Salvation Army today, and I came across this little single, Erica Falls, "Let's Get Down Tonight." When I first started working at my new job, my coworker, who had worked with like 18 years ago, he said, "Oh, I got something for you." When I found out you were coming back, And I was like, oh, what's that? And he said, I got this record. And he was at the French Quarter Festival in New Orleans. And he said she was on the stage and she was throwing them out. So she must have performed and then just threw her records out. And he gave me one. Well, when I saw this one, it was different than the one I had, the color. I'll show you that in a minute. But I scanned the barcode and it brings me to the green version, which he gave me. And on Discogs, they show a green version and a blue version. And they were supposedly there's some kind of New Orleans record club, something or other, that they gave these away or something. And there's a green one and a blue one. But this is a purple one. And so I was like, when I got back and I told him, I said, look, you remember that record you gave me? He had no memory of the record. And he goes, oh, yeah, after I explained what it was. And he said he's got one at home, so he's going to check and see if he's got the blue one. But I don't know how many colors there are. Discogs only shows 2. I listened to it once. It was pretty good. The song is Lyrics Born and Chali, Chali, the number 2 NA, Shalatuna? Oh, that's who it's featuring. It's Let's Get Down Tonight featuring Lyrics Born and One Stop Shop featuring Chalatuna, whatever. Maybe it's Charlie Tuna, something like that. Anyway, it's decent. But now I'm on this hunt for the blue version of this, even though it's not really my kind of thing. I just want to have the blue one now that I know there's a third version. I can't find the green one. I put it somewhere when I was moving stuff around, and I don't remember where I put it. But I'll find it in the next few days, I'm sure. The next record I got is a little bit. I almost didn't buy it, but I like the guy, but not enough to really buy records and stuff. I've got a couple that I've already had, but I said, what the heck? Because it's got 2 songs that I'm interested in. That's St. Patrick's Day, Bing Crosby. I looked this up on Discogs. There's a couple different versions. There's 2 that look exactly like this, and one of them says the colors are different. That one's worth $20. I don't know. The record's perfect condition. Touching it with my fingers again. Maybe I will set people off. But the spine, the top spine is kind of splitting a little bit. So I had to take out the sleeve that they had on it, because this sleeve right here is probably the one that came with it. It looks like some wax paper that somebody used to cook on or something. It's probably the absolute funkiest feeling inner sleeve I've ever felt. I'm not gonna put it back in there because I couldn't get it back in the thing without tearing it more, because it's so thick, and it probably isn't the one that belonged with it, because if it wasn't all flat, it's bigger than that record. So, but this one I think is worth like $6 if it's not the right color one or whatever. I don't know. Didn't buy it for that. I bought it because there's a song on here. It says, "Who threw the overalls in Mrs. Murphy's chowder?" I need to hear this song. The rest of them are some Irish songs that I don't know of, and then there's When Irish Eyes Are Smiling, and he probably does a good version of that. Because that's kind of stuff that was pretty good back in those days. This is from, I believe, 1949. I think that's what date I saw. But another interesting thing about it was inside of it was this little card. I was hoping it had money in it, but it didn't. But there's a little thing, and it says, "Happy birthday to my son." And this card's in good shape. This card is from 1955. It says, "If lots of warm affection, son, If lots of warm affection, son, can help a wish come true, I know you surely will enjoy the year ahead of you." And it says, "Love and very happy birthday to dear son, mother." Date 12/31/55. So So it was almost 1956. But you guys can see that. Oh. So this will live with this record forever, as long as I own it. I hope somebody had a good birthday. I hope they're all still kicking around. It's a long time ago. The mother's probably passed on by now. But I'll keep her words safe for a little longer, and I don't know the son's name because there's no name on here. It's just son and mother. So I'm gonna put this right back in the record. And I'll get some sleeves at some point. I'm out of sleeves completely for everything. Don't have any 7-inch, no 10-inch. I never had any 10 inches really, and I don't have any regular size. So that's a good one. I think be all right. I'll listen to it a couple times. St. Patrick's Day, that'll be my go-to. Then I found these last week actually, because I only went looking like for a few minutes one day, but I did find a Jonathan Winters. Here's Jonathan. This one is a comedy album. That's what's on it. I'm gonna read all that. The record. I mean, I hate how I like these. I'm sorry, these rounded edges ones, but I hate how they don't fit back in the records easy. When they're new, probably they're real thin too, so they probably don't do anything. That record is brand new though, so. I just need to clean some fingerprints off of it, and it'll be a good comedy album. Jonathan Winters is kind of hit or miss comedy. It's not totally my thing, but I enjoy him. It's not the first time I've had a comedy album by him, so we'll go from there with that one. We'll put that away. Then I saw this one, and the only reason I picked it up because I already own a different soundtrack by this. For this movie. It says electronically engineered for stereo effect. Gone with the Wind. It's in really good shape. It's not worth much, but it's got a little crack there in the spine, on the inner spine. But it's clean. I mean, this paper is white. It's not yellowing. It's not faded or anything. And in the back, and the record looks real nice too. I'm not gonna pull it out. Yes, I will. Record looks brand new. It's a little dirty, but brand new. So I grabbed it because I didn't know if it was worth anything. Sometimes I'll lose my signal in that store and I can't look at Discogs or anything. Whatever. The next one, really interesting one. This one might be worth about $50, depending. The cover's not in the best of shape. The record, it's dirty, but it looks pretty good. There's one little scratch that looks like it might fail, but we'll see. But anyway, I was looking on Facebook the other night, and was it Tuesday? I guess Wednesday night, and a guy posted this picture of a record, and he really didn't say much. But he asked if anybody knew about it, and I was like, "Well, you got to do better than that. I mean, what is it besides a picture of a pretty girl?" And then he came back and he showed the whole series of them. So this one I got for $1 because it was originally $1.99, but it had a red tag, and that meant it was half price that day. So it was this. Now we don't know what this is. It's just a pretty girl in a corner and some legs and stuff. Well, what this was, it's a Capitol disc jockey album. This is the August 1969 version. What they did was every month for a year, I think it was just 1 year, so it should be 12 of these. They had a different cover and a different album, but the covers all fit together as a big poster. And what this poster is, it's all these kind of gorgeous women sitting around this thing, and there's this big buff guy sitting in the middle, like some kind of Conan the Barbarian looking guy or some crap. But every month they sent these out, and these are promo things for radio stations, I guess. And it said somewhere I read that you're supposed to put them on the wall, I guess in the studio or whatever. Put them in the wall, and each month you'll get a piece until you finally get all of them. And so this isn't the last one. This is like the last picture, I think, in the bottom corner. but they didn't come out in order the way they go. So I guess like the top one or the middle one might be December. I don't know. But the back of it, I'll show you that. That's where the name of it is. And it's just got some random, songs of the month kind of thing from that time. I'll show you the set list or whatever you want to call it, track listing. I mean, if you can see it, the record. Like I said, it's dirty, but it's promotional copy, white label with green, some green writing, and it says WHFS Music Library stamped on it. So I'm assuming that was a radio station. But the only song I know on this is I Heard It Through the Grapevine, which was done by the Little Big Horns, which I don't know their version of it, I don't think. I mean, maybe I do. I probably heard it before. I'm just so used to the more modern version than that, which is Creedence Clearwater Revival, I suppose. And then that's about it. There's a love theme from Romeo and Juliet. I probably know that when I hear it, but I couldn't tell you what it sounds like off the top of my head. And the rest of them, I don't know any of it. So I'm going to check this out, but this one was worth, like, I think the mid-range is like 25, something like that, and the high range I think was 60. So I would think, if I clean it up and it plays, I'm going to say it's worth like 25, 30 bucks. But it was weird because I'd never heard of that before, and then I walk into that store for the first time in like 3 months, and I walk in there and it's just sitting there, and I was like, there you go. I was hoping they'd have more, but they didn't have any of them besides that one. So back to today, we're back at the old Salvation Army. I got a couple of things that I just thought were kind of interesting, and one of them would be Belly Dance Naval Academy. Now I don't know what that means. Belly Dance Naval Academy. I don't know, but on the back there's a bunch of belly buttons on there. I don't have any kind of belly dance music. I'm assuming it's that music that you hear when you ever see a belly dancer in a movie or something, that kind of Arabian kind of stuff going on. Look, I'm doing belly dancing or something with my arms. But anyway, that's who the tracks are. If you can see them, this was done by Gus Vali, V-A-L-I. I don't know. I never heard of it, but I thought it was good. And the record was pretty clean. They had some clean records there today at the place. I mean, it's got a little bit of scuffs and stuff, but it'll be all right. Because I'm only going to listen to it probably once or twice. The other one I thought was just a funny kind of cover. But also another clean record. Real dirty, but pretty clean. And that would be the Irish Capers, the Go Lucky 4. And I just thought that cover was kind of ridiculous. I don't know what the heck is going on there. Don't know who these people are at all. There's 14 songs on here, but never heard of any of them. So this is probably from the 60s. 1967 it says. So don't know what kind of music it is, but that cover is ridiculous, and I felt like I needed to come home with me today. So that's that. Still haven't got to that punk rock or that modern pop yet. We'll get there. We're almost there. Next two things are some hits kind of records. Greatest of the fantastic 50s. Those happy days. Now, the greatest hits of the 50s, I believe there are 40 songs on this. It only came... It's 2 records, and I took them out. They are real dirty. They look to be okay, but there's a lot of songs on here. There's at least I guess more than 10 songs on a side. If there's if there's 40 songs, there's 10 on a side. But there's 10. Yeah, it's 10. So these are filthy. But there's a lot of old school songs. I have a lot of them already. I don't have the track listing with this, and they're so small on the records, I'm not even going to try to read them. But pretty much generic, popular 50 songs that most people will know just because they've seen them in movies or TV shows or whatever. And then this one, Those Happy Days, it says, this is an extended, long-playing album, specially manufactured to contain as much recorded music as 2 standard LP albums. So this means they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 songs on one side, 1, 2, and 10 on the other side. So 21 songs on this one. This one has some stuff that I know, and some people, the names are familiar. Like there's Love Letters in the Sand by Pat Boone. Don't know the song, know the guy. Paul Anka, You Are My Best Destiny. Oh, You Are My Destiny. Jerry Lee Lewis, Great Balls of Fire. Everybody knows that one. Annette Funicello, she was a popular girl in the 60s. Did movies and stuff, but Oh Dio Mio. Fabian with Hound Dog Man. Dee Dee Dinah, Frankie Avalon. Ricky Nelson, A Teenager's Romance. Now, Ricky Nelson, I think he was the father of the Nelson twins. I think that's who that is. That was side 2, and that's most of it. I didn't say them all. Side 1 had Wild One by Bobby Rydell. I'm pretty sure I know that one. Sheila by Tommy Rowe. Put Your Head on My Shoulder by Paul Anka. I love that song. Tall Paul, another one by Annette Funicello. All I Have to Do Is Dream by the Everly Brothers. Kooky Kooky by Ed Burns. That song's kind of funny. I haven't heard that since I was a kid. So I'm looking forward to hearing that again. Mac the Knife, I just got the single for that. Not recently by Bobby Darin. Only Love Can Break a Heart by Gene Pitney. Everybody Somebody's Fool by Connie Francis. And Sealed with a Kiss by Brian Hyland. I read the whole thing for side 1. Side 1 is going to be better than side 2, I think. But this is pretty cool. The cover is real flimsy. It's it's one of those like K-Tel types deals. This one too. This one had 2 records in it, and I mean it's just flopping over. It's not much to it. But I like all that old stuff. I don't necessarily want to buy the people's albums so much, but I do like a lot of the old singles. It reminds me of when I was a kid and my grandparents and parents and everybody else listening to that kind of stuff. And a lot of the songs are good. They don't write songs like that anymore. Love songs have gone out the door mostly. At least ones that are like that kind of stuff. Where it's nice. Then we got some Christmas stuff here, and I got these because, well, they're pretty much like new. They're not necessarily first printings, but I think they're from 1980 or so, and that would be 2 that I never had before. How do we do this? We'll go with Christmas with the Chipmunks Volume 1 and Volume 2. And the only way you know this one is Volume 2 is because it says it on the back. Volume 2. This black and white on the back. These were sold originally at Pathmark. The list price was $5.98. They put them down for $4.97, so you saved $1. And keep those stickers on. They're still in the shrink. The records look nice. I've seen these before, but they were trashed in the same store. Like they're, same ones. I said, you know what? I'll never find them like that again around, at least at a used place. And so that'll go to my Christmas collection. Which has grown a lot this last year and a half or so. I barely had time to finish listening to them all that I had this year, so I've added those 2, and I got a couple other ones that I got. So anyway, so let's go with the Modern Pop. This came out in 2014. I can't believe that it's not worth anything, because most stuff these days holds its value at least to what you pay for it. Like, say if the album's $30, it usually stays around $30. You know, maybe go down a few dollars. But this one, mid-range, is only 12, and high I think is 20 or 25. But it's not high because the back cover is kind of got a spot where it got messed up in the store, I guess, probably at the thrift store. But I thought she had a really pretty face, and I like the way this cover looks. So I picked it up. Don't know anything about her except that she's some kind of modern pop, and she does a cover of Jesse's Girl, and I don't know if it's a true cover, like the lyrics may change, because I found out when I looked her up, her name is Mary Lambert, heart on my sleeve, that she is a lesbian, so she may be singing from the point of view of a girl wanting Jesse's Girl. I don't know how it goes, yet, but I'll listen to it. But I mean, modern pop. This came out in 2014 or 15, I think. I like her hair. But I was surprised to see it there. You never see this kind of stuff at thrift stores around here. Now, and that's not saying they don't exist anywhere else, but you never see popular albums. I don't know how popular this was, but it's modern and it's pop music, and you don't usually see that kind of stuff in the thrift stores, because people who have bought these nowadays, if they're gonna get rid of them, they probably just bring them to the record store or something, or give them to a friend or something. So this one's pretty good though. But if you see right there, it's kind of scuffed across there. It is a pretty good angle. That happened, I guess, being on the shelf in the store, but otherwise it's pretty clean, so it's good. I mean, even if Jesse's Girl's a close enough cover, it might be worth having just for that. I mean, I don't know if it's like dance pop or whatever. It's just because it just kind of said pop on what I saw. So that's that. All right, I forgot. I got to do this punk rock thing that everybody's been waiting for, right? Now, some of you may have jumped to the end of this video. So now we're in the future, and we're together, ready to find out this punk rock album that I found in a thrift store that has a bunch of 50s and 60s stuff, classical stuff, junk stuff, modern pop, and the single that I had found, which is kind of a R&B hip hop kind of thing, I guess. Can't quite remember what the label on that one was, but I found a punk rock album there. I've never found any punk rock albums. I did find a heavy metal album there one time, and I've seen covers for a few things that didn't have the albums in them, like AC/DC's Back in Black. I should have bought the cover just to have a spare cover, but it wasn't bad condition. But anyway, let's stop delaying and just show you guys what I got. And I don't really like this band so much, but I would never have bought it at a regular price, because the mid-range on this, I think, was $35, and the high end was like $75. I would say this is a little bit above mid-range, except it's missing something. And I'll just show you guys. Dead Kennedys, Bedtime for Democracy. This is their last album. They only did 4 albums. They did some greatest hits, not greatest hits, but like live stuff, and maybe they did greatest hits, I don't know. But it's a gatefold, and it folds out like that into this poster. Looks like you could color it if you wanted to. Track listing at the bottom. I don't know any of these songs, I don't think. It's in good shape though. The only thing is that some kind of bug was living in there, and it doesn't look like it's done any damage to the thing, but it's like it's just like a web kind of thing. So I'm going to clean that out in a few minutes and see how it looks. Otherwise, it's pretty good. The record itself looks nice. It's dirty, dusty. Dead Kennedys, guys. I mean, why most people that like them are like nuts for them. I don't know why this ended up in a thrift store, unless somebody died and somebody donated their collection or something. But it leads me to believe that there's more stuff that either I missed or stuff that's going to show up and I'm going to miss again, because I don't go there except on Thursdays and Fridays. And next week I'm not going to have money to spend for anything. unless I don't want to eat next week. But the thing it's missing, there was a newspaper that they printed. It was like their own thing, I guess. It had a title, and that was supposed to be in here. It's not. There is, because both sides of the gatefold have slots for records, and one side is empty. So, or materials. So they don't have that. So I don't know how much that takes off of the value of it. But like I said, it's in good shape. I know I'm not gonna really like it too much. I'm gonna listen to it and give it a try again. From like I said, I got like 30 something songs of theirs, maybe more, and no full albums. There's probably a couple songs from that, and then I know the only two songs I know that I like are California Uralis and Holiday in Cambodia. I think they do a couple cover songs, and this one actually has a cover song on it, so those may be okay for me. Take This Job and Shove It. So, I don't know. I'm going to give it a try. But I was really, really surprised to find this. I'd be surprised to find this at a record store, to be honest with you. Our original, first pressing of it. It's the American first pressing. But you never know. You just got to go looking, People always say, oh, you find all the good stuff. Well, that's because I go every week just about. I go to stores and I look, and there's 100 records or more, and I flip through every one of them, and if I've seen them a million times, there's always something in there that wasn't there the last time, whether I want it or not. I'm not sponsored by Subway at all. But I do give them a lot of money. And I recycle the cups, so that'll get used a bunch of times. But anyway, that's all I got this week. I have the new Rancid album coming. They shipped it. They were supposed to send me some MP3s. Download? No, didn't happen. I emailed somebody. I don't know if I'm going to get them or not. Hopefully it comes with a download card. That would be nice. Because I have everything by Rancid. I think I have everything. Maybe not. They might have some live stuff or greatest hit stuff I don't have. But I have all the albums now. And they're all at least digitally. I have all the albums, and some of them I'm missing on CD, and some of them I'm missing on vinyl. But together, I have them all. So looking forward to that. I've heard that one song. I don't want to hear any more until I get the record, because that one song sounds really good to me, and I'm excited about getting it. And that's it for this episode. I may start my website reviews this weekend, hopefully. I'll let you guys know if I do that. I will come back with a video. Otherwise, I don't think I have another video until the Rancid comes in, but you never know, because things may change tomorrow. We don't know. Anyway, that's it for this one. Talk to you guys later.